Happy Friday. I had some really smoking freaking lipstick, but the husband decided he didn't like it and just like toweled it off like a fucking caveman. Yeah. So if you've seen on Twitter, I months and months ago I read the book Horns by Joe Hill. And it just was like weird and strange, and I really, really, really liked it. Like I was just like, a couple times it pressed against the edge of what I was, I was almost like, but yeah, no, totally awesome book. I highly recommend it. So of course, Daniel Radcliffe is the star of the movie version, and the trailer like made me kind of want Daniel Radcliffe like in a whole lot of ways. And that only got worse as time went on. So I was like, yeah, I want to watch this movie, woo! Except it never came to theaters in Spokane. And, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll just buy it when it comes out or whatever. So I hear nothing. There's no word, there's no nothing. And then I'm like, okay. So I Amazon that shit. And it's like, oh, it came out, like 2 weeks ago. So I was like, oh, I'll just go down to Best Buy, and pick it up. They didn't have it. Nowhere has it in town. Like, nowhere has it. Like, it's like this movie doesn't exist in Spokane. So I am like, okay, well, fine. I'll just, I just really want to see it. Like, I'll just pay the freaking like $10 or whatever to watch it on demand. It wouldn't download. I tried 2 times and it would not download either time. I'm like, what is happening? So, I was really distressed and just like, is the universe trying to tell me that I don't want to see this movie because it's going to send me into a blackout rage because, I love the book so much. And so I just bought it on Amazon, even though I don't like doing that, but I did it. It shows up and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to watch it. And I watched it and it was good. Obviously, there were changes between the books and the movie. There always are. For the most part, I think it was just condensing down the timeline so it was a little less confusing. And kind of cutting back on some of the flashbacks that happen throughout the book, which I understand. I would have liked to see the bad guy, or no bunny ears, the bad guy. He's a bad guy. I would have liked to see, I guess, a little more, because what made him so incredibly creepy and horrible in the book was his thought process of going through life. So, because it was so much more insidious than him just being like, oh yeah, I wanted that chick, so that happened. It was just his relationship with Ig and with her was equally, weird. And so, but I accepted. I understand there are limits to movies, so I accept that there were differences. I even accept the weird-ass climactic stuff. I feel like they kind of went Dreamcatcher. You remember that Stephen King movie where it's like, oh, it's so good, it's sort of following the book, and then suddenly it's like a alien monster and another alien monster, and they're having alien monster, not sex. That's not sex. Punching and fighting, and I was like, what is happening? So it wasn't that bad. It was not that bad, but I kind of felt like, but it ended on the correct note, and so I accept these changes. And all in all, it hit the right emotional notes for me with him and her's relationship, and so I recommend it. I mean, I recommend that you read the book even more, but the movie was good enough that I think it's going to become one of those comfort movies, which all mine are really weird and dark and twisty. But, so I'll definitely watch it again, and I'm glad I bought it, and I have it. And, yeah, so you should check out that movie. But that was my adventure this week. That's what happened. That's what I was doing while I was trying to recover from the flu. I was hunting down horns. So, so that's why there's no video last week, because I was dying of the flu. Probably next video will be I just bought some new fancy lip stuff, and it just needs to show up. So once it shows up, I will do a video of all the fancy lip stuff. Yay. Have a great weekend.